Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Alphawisdom, I'm Mystic Cassandria. Today we are reading and analyzing a man's hand. That's a picture of the hand, okay? Now as you look at it, I want you to scan carefully and take note of what you see. The palm, compare the length to the fingers. Just sort of eyeball it, get an idea. Okay, as you're looking, I'll tell you, this is a fire hand because the characteristic says shorter fingers on a long palm, right? Okay, and when the palm is long, it makes the fingers appear sometimes even shorter than they actually are. But for just as a review, this type is not afraid to take risk. They understand that risk is necessary to gain an advantage, whatever situation they find themselves in. And of course, they want to be successful at it, so they see an advantage and they go for it. So these are the kinds of people. Let's look at the fingertips, particularly the index finger and middle finger. It seems to be spatulate. It's like almost straight, and then there's a drop, okay? Almost like a little cap on it, strange. Okay, these fingertips indicate that the person must feel or know that realism is in everything. And when these tips are seen, for those who are familiar with them, they really realize that this person is, or rather the tips are referred to as real life. Whatever's going on in there, it has to be real. Now, the person more specifically is enthusiasm and loves activity. They even like to hear stories about action and hunting and war and things of that nature. They are filled with achievement and life. They love active sports. In fact, they seek them out because they're usually involved with sports. They are great lovers of activity. Okay, so that is that. Now let's go on to the fingers. Let's take a look first at the index finger. All right, now the index finger is really a finger of how you see yourself, your self-esteem, okay? So when it bends, it shows a conformist tendency and a sense that personal power and importance can only be gained or conferred by others or authority. Now, the middle finger represents authority, a lord. So they are leaning, this person's finger is leaning toward someone else, authority or a company that says it's okay to do this. You're going to go ahead with this. It's looking for that sort of rule of law. So that's very important when it leans. Okay, now there's another one that's leaning, and take a look at that ring finger. The ring finger. Okay, now we had a finger like this when I talked to you about a member of the royal family. When this finger leans, it means that the person's sense of fun and self-expression is bent. Bent means it doesn't work so well as it would if it was not bent. But anyway, bent by the demands of their duty, their work, or their family. You can't make a decision by yourself. You have to confer with those who are in charge, okay? Now, another thing too, you don't see many lines in this hand. That indicates that this is a plain palm. With a plain palm, you see fewer lines, but what you see, you are able to see. That is, the lines that are there tend to stand out. You can see them fairly clear. Okay, so let's take a look at the one that wraps around the thumb. And that is the lifeline. That talks about your physical and energy, your physical capacity and your energy. It's all wrapped up in family and everything. But let's take a look at this. Here it is. This is the lifeline. And the lifeline ends about right here. Okay? Now the lifeline usually wraps all the way around, but it stops here. So we're talking about the length of the lifeline. Okay? This indicates deep-rooted body issues and a sense of insecurity. A strong survival urge will mean this person often opts for a very stable job or will attach themselves to a reliable partner. Okay? Now, when it's short, it really means, too, that your energy reserves are limited. So it's understood why that might happen, that kind of attachment. Let's go on to the headline. Here's the headline. It's attached to or joined to the lifeline. The lifeline is here, and this is the headline, and it stops right here. Headline tells how you think, your thinking capacity. Okay, so let's see what this is. All right. When it ends like this, the headline, we see that it marks the most versatile level of thinking. The person is neither too long or too short-sighted intellectually. In other words, this is not a dummy. This is a smart person. Maybe not the smartest, we can think it that way in layman's term. So this person will excel. Okay? All right, let's leave that. We've covered the lifeline, the headline. Let's go to the heartline. All right, now the heartline. This one, of course, is your heartline, and it ends right here. Okay, right there. All right, this is considered short, and this means the person is notorious for being someone with a small social circle, not too many friends around. This is often a sign of someone who likes to be alone a lot, and very commonly someone who connects better with animals than with people. And there are many people like that. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It depends. If that's your liking, then of course go for it. Now let's take the last one. This is the fate line. The fate line comes up from here and it stops here. All right? So here's a fate line that ends just below the headline. And around this age, because the headline shows about age 35, and this is below it, so it must be close to 29 going on 30. The person has established a method of continuing to work, but in a more remote, hands-off and academic manner. So this person could be doing odd jobs on campus at a university or college, and they're studying, okay? So when you don't see a line continuing, that doesn't mean the person has stopped completely, turned back on society trying to find themselves. Sometimes this can happen, okay? All right, well, that's about all we can say. One last thing and we'll leave it. You notice the gap here is very narrow. This is the angle. So this shows that this person is sort of fixed in their ideas, not very broad. There's little encouragement here because the thumb has a curve, and that indicates that this is a flexible person, flexible mind, flexible person, but I'd say limited in some kind of vacuum. All right? Okay, that ends our lesson for today. If you understood, by all means, give a thumbs up, share, and if you feel so moved, of course, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and of course, be happy. All right, bye.